check this out. I'm in the Meander Valley, northern Tasmania, on a hazelnut farm. Christy McLeod, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. I can't believe that here I am in Australia in a hazelnut farm.
Yeah, it's a very new thing in Australia. So we've been here, our trees are 15 years old here at Hazelbrae. So we've been here for a little while now, but we're one of the first commercial farms in Australia. So it's a really, really young industry, and we're pretty excited to finally have product to sell.
Well, you say 15 years old, your trees, but that's really when they're only just starting to produce, aren't they?
Yes, yes. A 2-year-old tree will have one cluster of nuts, but you can imagine that 3 nuts off every tree doesn't create a yield worth selling. So, and it's very difficult to pick 3 nuts off every tree. Takes a long time. So we really think about in a commercial orchard that we're only really harvesting from about year 7 or 8.
Wow. So most people here in Australia probably have not realised that we actually grow hazelnuts in Australia, because the majority of them come from, what, about 80% of them come from Turkey and other parts around the world. But tell me about the Australian industry. How big is it?
The Australian industry, I think, is growing at the moment around 200 tonnes a year. Which is
that's
not
a lot.
It's not very much. Here at Hazelbrae, we harvested 20 tonnes last year, so it is a really, really small industry. The last I heard, we imported 3,000 tonne of kernel into Australia per annum. So
wow.
The industry has a lot of space to grow, just to replace the current imports. But yeah, it's a slow process.
So tell me, why hazelnuts? Why did you get into hazelnuts?
Well, we actually were farming, and we had another farm, and we were looking for something for me to do, because I prefer smaller operations and customer-focused operations. So we were growing crops like potatoes and poppies for commercial large companies. And this came across our sort of viewing, and we saw it, and we came and tried the product, and we thought, this is really amazing. So 8 years on, and we love what we do.
Wow, that's fantastic. And you know, just such a beautiful product. How do you see the flavours differ from other countries of hazelnuts?
So we specialise in cracking our product every week. So we store our product in shell, which is not what happens overseas. They get the harvest in, they crack it all, and they store it in kernel form, because there's a lot less storage.
Yeah.
But we keep our product in the shell, which is where it maintains the best freshness. And we crack it every week, so that the customers that are ordering off our website or coming to the farm to see what we do, they're buying freshly cracked hazelnuts and freshly roasted product, which is absolutely better, way better than buying it when it's been cracked for a year.
Wow. So the stuff that's coming in that we would buy from a supermarket has perhaps been cracked a year ago?
Oh, sometimes 2. So the brown,
wow.
the darker the hazelnut, the older the hazelnut. So that really determines the flavour. So they'll mature in the shell for about 2 years, but they are much better if you crack them and eat them within about a month or 2 months.
Yeah, wow. Something, Christy, that we've found through Artisans Bend is that people are exploring for the first time Australian producers, and something particularly like hazelnuts. So many people out there have not experienced Australian grown hazelnuts before. I think this is going to be a real treat. Let's talk about what you're doing with hazelnuts, and what is your product range?
Wow, so because we are one of the first open farms in the hazelnut industry, we have a go at most things. So we do really small batch products. We have a chocolatier in Hobart that
I noticed some beautiful, white chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolates.
Yeah, so he, down at Federation Chocolate, they code our hazelnuts for us, send it back, so we get to do that all very locally. We have an amazing relationship with an oil mill in Victoria, and so they press our hazelnuts into a beautiful oil. So they've got a lot of European heritage, so lots of family knowledge in there to make a beautiful hazelnut oil. We roast it, we have raw nuts, we do butter.
I saw a beautiful ducker in your shop
there. The chef's making some ducker and some chili coated nuts, and some ducker coated nuts and coffee coated nuts. So we really have a go at anything with our hazelnuts.
That's fantastic. What do you see the future of Hazelbrae, hazelnuts?
Yeah, look, I think our future, we're really aiming to cut out a lot of the transport and a lot of the wait time between a customer getting their nuts and us cracking. So we want the shortest distance possible between us creating our beautiful products and the customer getting to eat them. So I think that's the direction we're going in, is what we can sell direct to the customer as much as possible.
Wow, Chrissy, like this is, firstly, it's such an honour to be able to share this story with Australia, and I think that so many people are going to resonate with what you're saying, and uh, just the experience of having an Australian grown nut, supporting Australian farmers. I think it's a beautiful thing, and I know that a lot of the people out here are really going to get behind it. Christy, thank you very much.
Thanks very much for coming to the Hazelbrae.
Yeah, fantastic.